Okay, now anyways. Being such a DIY show tonight, and thinking about also how some of you have played the Meat Locker, do you feel like this was a more successful show than your Meat Locker appearance?
Well,
In terms of cost?
I'd say yes and no. Cost, yes, but like appearances, no, because rain kind of like fucked it well, I wouldn't say fucked it up for everybody, but fucked it up for like quite a few people. But they missed it and fuck them, and we still had a good time. So in that terms, it's a success. Like this hasn't been done in a really long time, and I felt like somebody needed to do it. Well, so whether or not a lot of people showed up or nobody showed up, it didn't fucking matter. The point is, it happened.
I think if it rained at the Meat Locker, this would have been a bigger outcome anyways.
Yeah. Well, you know, the benefit that we got tonight was that it was a more intimate setting, and that's the kind of thing that we like. We like having those kind of small crowds where everybody's passionate and everybody's just doing the most for you, you know?
Okay. And when would you see both of you guys, Zamboni and Bomb Scare, having another DIY show?
Whenever we can do it.
We'd like to do one on Labor Day.
Somewhere around there.
Hopefully.
No comment.
How many DIY shows do you guys see in the 5 boroughs?
Oof, what?
Next to none.
Well, it depends. Because well, we do got quite a bit of a scene going. Like, if you check out the NYC Punk website and Facebook, they always got a bunch of shows going on. You know, all of those guys work with the venues directly just to get shit going together. But, like I said, check out NYC Punk. There's a bunch of great bands that play on there. Give a couple of shout-outs real quick. Guys like Yost Gun, Abject, On The Offense, Strap Hangers, always on the bill.
Strap Hangers are awesome.
They're always on the bills. They're always doing things for ourselves, man. They're supporting the scene. Show some respect to that.
Now, I've seen some videos of Bomb Scare, and you guys really have like a DIY, like heavy, I guess, crusty, like thrash metal sound, I guess. Would you say that's a fair analysis?
Well, here's the thing about our band is that we just try to mix as much as we can. We're fans of a lot of the sides of hardcore and as well as metal and thrash. So we got that kind of 80s thrash groove, but we got the kind of shit, the New York hardcore, Sick of It All, kind of agnostic front groove. But we listen to like a lot of old school power violence. So you got, you know, your Despise You kind of edge and that kind of shit, as well as the new schools. We're inspired by shit like Magruder Grind, but just as much, we have like the inspiration for shit like Exodus and fucking Demolition Hammer. You know,
fucking DRI, man.
DRI comes into our shit. Even the new school crossover, Municipal Waste and Toxic Holocaust. We take a bunch of our influences, but we try to make it into our own sound as well.
Now tell me, what makes Zamboni Zamboni?
We just are.
Yeah.
I don't know it, and I don't understand what the fuck it is. It just is.
Well, here you go. This is what makes Zamboni Zamboni. Basically doing one practice every 6 months, having random people drum for us, and
making
like
your own shows up still because nobody wants to book you because they know better.
There you go.
That kind of gives me a Zamboner.
And what about the Halo girls? Oh, she was only 18.
Her life got fucked.
Pretty much.
Now, this one's for Bomb Scare. You guys have performed with Reagan Youth as well as Sworn Enemy. Who are some other notable names you've shared the stage with besides Zamboni?
Well, we gotta give it up to our boys down in you know, the old school New York hardcore and punk scene.
Abject.
But old school, who was it? Let's see. Urban Waste.
Oh, Urban Waste, that's right, at Bar Matchless.
We played at Bar Matchless with Urban Waste, and that was definitely one of the cooler shows that we've done. The Urban Waste guys are awesome guys. They're true to the scene, you know, and at the same time, they play so fast and aggressive, no matter how long they've been around. And, you know, we just love doing that kind of stuff.
We also play with In the Fence.
We did play with In the Fence. That's another notable name. So we throw it down for Twin City Hardcore. If you guys are out there, Jimmy, Ben, we love you guys.
Now, for Zamboni,
Yes.
what are some bands you guys would hope to get booked alongside?
DRI.
Fucking, yeah. DRI, Cro-Mags. We almost got Anvil bitch for this, but their singer was on vacation. That would have been fucking awesome. I don't know, fucking anybody good.
Any Harley's War fans here?
If he's not stabbing people
Try
yet.
another guest.
Yeah, if he's not spending the next 10 to 25 years in jail, then yeah, sure.
I'll be at the next Harley's War show. Dude, I had fucking Mike and Ace.
Fuck.
Give us some.
Yeah, hold on.
Now, for Bomb Scare, remember seeing you guys post about having interest appearing with Ghoul at St. Vitus.
Oh yeah.
What kind of bands do you think getting booked alongside would have the best benefit for your band based on the fans of these shows?
Well, I mean, it all depends because, like I said, you guys heard tonight, we got a bit of a varied and mixed set. A lot of fast shit, but at the same time, like, what kind of bands do you think would be good for us to play alongside? Well, I guess like Municipal Waste, yeah.
Yeah, but
Toxic Holocaust would be fucking good.
Holocaust would be
We
great.
tried to open for Toxic Holocaust for our first gig,
probably.
which
Yeah,
didn't
that
end
was-
up working
that was
out.
Havoc, that'd be awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we're not really too picky about that kind of thing. As long as we get to play a loud, fast set with a couple of good bands. And, we don't really care about playing just with bigger bands. We'll,
I'm happy playing with the
Low-key.
local bands that we're playing with now.
I'm-
That support the
I'm
community
happy,
and the
yeah,
scene.
I'm happy playing with the bands that we play with all the time. Big shout out to Abject. Jamie, Chucky, Chuck.
For the man.
I remember seeing Ray in the pits at the Maryland Death Fest earlier this year.
That's not true.
What did you?
Allegedly.
Well, allegedly.
I'm still on parole from that, bro. Don't put this on the video.
Did you learn anything about how the bands performed in the interactions with the fans about how to be a successful musician?
It was a giant New Jersey bug.
When I go to these kind of festivals and shows, I'm more out there to have a good time. The kind of style that we use with our band, I don't let too many stage presence and, outer influences affect me for what I do on stage. I just rage. Whatever comes out when I'm yelling and when I'm playing is what's gonna come out. It's not really to do anything with anyone else but myself. If you hear me as angry as hell and it sounds like I want to kill somebody, it's because I'm probably angry as hell and want to kill somebody.
That's comforting. Now, Rob,
Yes, that's me.
what are some festivals that you've attended that you feel like you actually learned something?
Ow. Well, the only two festivals I've ever been to are Mayhem Fest, and I only went there for Megadeth, and it was a shitty Megadeth set. But they still played good, but it was just a terrible set.
They haven't played good in years.
I think
No,
that
they
was-
played decent. They
you
played
know,
good.
I think that's
It was the same set, but they played it well.
I think it was an
But
understatement.
anyway, and Orion was the second festival I've been to, which was pretty sweet. I know you're all gonna laugh, say, "Oh, you wasted your money," but you know what? Ghost, Suicidal, Sepultura, Metallica, and a good Metallica set at that. I think it was worth it.
Do we have time?
We still got some more time.
All right, you did waste your money, but only for one reason. Would you like to tell the audience?
What?
Remember that email?
Oh yeah, fuck. I could have gotten into the fucking snake pit and I failed at my life.
This asshole won tickets and ended up buying them.
Ha ha.
No, I bought them, but I would have won tickets to go into the snake pit as well.
So he won like an upgrade.
It was an upgrade.
So he still kind of spent money.
Hurts.
It does hurt.
Now, do you guys feel that there's a glass ceiling for metal musicians right now?
Glass ceiling.
Yeah, it's just like I feel like bands, like I guess even probably the top three are Warbringer, Toxic, Holocaust, and Municipal Waste, and I just feel like they're setting themselves apart. I guess it's just
Are you saying like, is there a limited crowd?
no. I just feel like there's something missing. There's like some sort of barrier bands need to break through to get
I guess.
to have some sort of comparable success to
that
like
status.
the bands of the 80s.
I mean, the 80s were the 80s. We can't recreate a scene that already happened. What the most that we can do is play the kind of stuff that we like to play and go as loud and as fast as we please to.
Older fans aren't always quite as open-minded because they're always all about how this new stuff isn't the old stuff, and not that there's anything anyone can do about it, but there's just that closed-mindedness.
I mean, yeah, and you see that kind of stuff on the internet all the time as well. Like you'll see two section of lyrics, something from 1980, and then something like a Nicki Minaj song, and it's going, what happened to music? But there's always been good and bad music, and there's always going to be good and bad music. All people have to do is stop being lazy and search.
I guess you could say in a sense there is a barrier being put up, but I wouldn't say entirely by the bands. I would say more by the labels.
Oh, who cares about the
Because
labels?
they're doing all this extra shit for these bands, and they're basically telling all these other bands because of the internet, they're just like, all right, well, you're not fucking good enough anyway, so we're not even gonna bother with you. Like, nobody tries anymore, is what I'm saying. So they're setting a barrier up in that sense. That's how I feel about
Well,
it.
here's another thing though, like the thing is exposure. Getting yourself to people who haven't heard this kind of shit before. We all had to start somewhere. I mean, nobody immediately started listening to all the better bands. You know, we all had that introductory phase. Well, for the most of us, maybe there are a couple of people who haven't. But if you start playing with different bands, get involved with different scenes, people start gonna dig in your music. They'll start looking for other shit that's similar, and that's one thing that I think could break that kind of barrier. Just putting yourself out there for other people.
Now, this is a question for every one of you. Expect a different answer, hopefully. For each of you guys, what is that one concert that you regret not being able to see? No pressure.
Every time that I miss DRI. Every fucking time I've missed them. I've missed, actually, I think the biggest regret is Typo Negative. Typo Negative and Carnivore. I went to go see some other show the day before. I think it was the Misfits because they were playing on Halloween, and Typo Negative was
When
playing
does
like
that
the
happen?
day after that day, like 2009. It was 2009, and fucking, I didn't know like the Typo was playing that night, and then I found out later, and I was like, you know, it's not a big deal. They'll be around next year. They played like a couple of months later at Terminal 5. And I was like, all right, you know what? They'll be around again, and then he's fucking dead, and I'm like, fuck. Like this was somebody that I used to bump into on the train. And I never said anything because I was like intimidated. I'm like, fuck, you know, I could have talked to that guy. I could have like, you know, we could have been friends because I know some of his mutual friends, and I'm just like, fuck, you know.
That's why you need a time machine, Chris.
do
I
need a
agree
time
entirely
machine.
with him. I love Carnivore.
Fucking wish
He
I
said no
could've-
repeats, asshole.
Wish I could have fucking seen that. Carnivore.
Douchebag.
Hopefully I can make that up for DRI because hopefully Spike doesn't kick the bucket. Knock on wood. Where's any fucking wood? All
Right here, bro.
I don't. That fucking thing.
Jimmy?
Can I name 2 shows?
No,
No?
No?
only one.
We're up.
Shit.
Flip a coin, bro. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
Wait.
Steve?
Yeah, here's what I was
Wait.
gonna say
In Black and Blue, did Agnostic Front and Madball play at the same time? No, right?
But
That
like
was
CBGB Fest, they
That was
did.
CBGB thing. Shit, that's so tough.
That's kind of regrettable.
I would have probably.
Sheer Terror and Youth of Today were there, though. So.
I don't know.
Then you have Rotting Out. I kind of regret missing that, too.
Well, alright, so then I would say Black and Blue. Just because I missed Madball, Agnostic Front, Sheer Terror, and Youth of Today. But I don't regret it because I had to go to a friend's. One of my friends has died, so I don't regret not going there. You know, after seeing his wake. But so Black and Blue because it was Terror. It was I think Agnostic
Terror.
Front. No, Black and Blue Ball.
Black and Blue or Sheer Terror?
No, it wasn't.
Bet money.
It was Terror.
Bet money.
It was First Blood. It was Agnostic Front. It was like a whole fucking bunch of bands. I don't even remember all of them. But I wish I went that one, so I couldn't go.
Now that I remember, I never went to Google. And I will,
Never been to a Ghoul show.
yeah, I regret not going.
Shame on you.
Yeah, I know. Shame on me. That's a show I regret.
I'd have to say the what was that? The Metal Masters tour with Heaven and Hell and Motorhead and Testament, was it?
Yeah.
I think it was.
Priest too.
And Priest because
Sounds like Metal Masturbators.
yeah. Well, Ronnie James Dio died and I never got to see Heaven and Hell, so that's like, you know, one of my biggest
You never got to
regrets.
see him in hell.
Yeah, I never got to see him I never got to see them play, so and now he's dead, so he's never gonna play, so
I got a different answer now. That Destruction show in Long Island that everyone was at, except for me.
Oh, I went to the one in Manhattan, and everyone was at that one too.
Everyone was at-
You
Except
mean
for
this
Chris.
year?
Yeah, I didn't fucking
Wait,
go to
you're
that one
talking
too.
about-
It's fucking.
No, it
I was
wasn't
in
that big.
Albany
It got
at
moved to
school.
like
that the one that was
downtown
recently?
somewhere.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I got kicked out of
It was
that
last
show.
year.
So to the security at BB King's, fuck you. That's why body slammed you, you stupid fucking asshole. Alright, so my answer is missing the Despise You Magruder Grand show. Because that shit was just fucking ill. And shout out to Chris from Magruder Grind. Thanks for being such a cool guy.
And I guess finishing things off.
That's what she said.
fuck, I can't think of anything. That's the end of the interview. Thank you.
Make up a quick question.
All right,
How much for woodchuck?
What makes you happy?
no, that's stupid. What do you like to order?
No, that's stupid. Fuck you.
What was your question?
I was gonna ask you how you like to get your hamburgers at Fat Burger.
What the fuck is a fat
Fuck
burger?
a fat burger.
Did you say fat or fat?
Did you say my
Fat.
question's stupid?
I'll give you a fat burger.
No, it's like this really crazy unhealthy burger, but you can get like this thing called the Triple King Burger, and it's like 1.5 pounds, and it's like
So I can't answer that question.
Zamboni's all vegan, so it's none of that.
A quadruple.
No, we're
bypass, are you kidding
vegetarians.
me?
That's about it.
That's on the West Coast.
well,
We're straight
Yeah, they
edge.
have like actual doctors and nurses on
We're
staff.
straight unedged.
If you go to
Come on, ask us a fucking
We're
question.
gay edge.
okay.
it's
Any
a burger
fucking
place
question
on the
that
West
comes to your
Coast.
mind,
How about we
Yeah, there's actual
DIY
doctors
as
and
we
nurses on
are,
staff.
as we've been told today. How about we let one of the guys out here ask a question?
Yeah.
Future releases, both bands.
All right.
We got an
question.
we got an EP that we need drums for one song, and then we can fucking
Yeah.
get that shit out because we've been
Act
doing that for a
fucking
while.
fast.
Yeah, and fucking fast, hopefully.
Okay, all drummers,
and then
run
after
as
that,
fast
we
as
want
you
to do
can
our
in the opposite
album,
direction.
and that's about it. We got to do that EP and then an album, and then I don't know what the fuck else we're gonna do.
And then we'll all die in a bus.
Yeah, we'll all die in a bus accident.
As for us, we just found a studio where we're going to be doing recordings, so we'll probably have an EP out within the next couple of months. And we're also working on doing a couple of splits. We're looking at doing some work with Blackout Brigade from Maryland, and also Gag Reflex from Canada. So keep an eye out for that kind of shit.
Yeah. Anyone else?
Anyone? Gentlemen.
Good question. Anything. Can be
My
anything.
my waist size.
We could have
The
like
mysteries of
6
the
questions
universe.
right now.
This is my
If
dick.
all of you could answer
Asking
think
about
of
string
something.
theory.
What do you gotta think about dick?
I got one.
All right.
What makes your dicks rock hard?
Well, Jessica Alba was at my job the other day. Jessica Alba was at my job the other day. She never does that well for me. So if you, by some odd chance, if you're watching, thank you.
Courtney Cox from the Iron Maidens. Because she's hot and she can fucking shred.
And her last name's Cox. So.
Yes. Fuck, I don't even give a shit.
Old women.
Oh, you're a Gmail.
No, I like blondes with big tits. Pretty generic. I like blondes with big tits.
Barely legal.
Old enough to pee, old enough for me.
Closer to zero, tighter for your hero.
Hold on. You go to New Bios.
What?
It's like.
Wait, do I gotta
What
type
the
this down?
fuck?
Yo, give me a notepad.
If there's grass on the infield, play ball, and if not, play in the mud.
Okay, here's the thing, man. I come from the hood and we don't have any grass. All we got is concrete, so it doesn't field, you know. That's a horrible thing to say. I'm really, really sorry.
Ian, ask a question. You know you want to.
Yeah, you're a fucking DJ.
All right, Zamboni. What do you like about Bomb Scare? And what do you dislike about Bomb Scare?
They're fun to play with. No homo, no homo. They're good to play shows with, and like, you know, Steve's a good guy and he came through with us tonight in the clutch. And you know, they do what they gotta do, we do what we gotta do, and we all have the same basic idea, and it works out.
So what do you like? What do you dislike about us, Chris?
That we were late.
Yeah, you guys
Just like you're all late.
Don't give him the answer.
Yeah, you guys were late. Your fucking
Krieger.
your cars are not cars. I don't fucking know. I don't know.
All right, and Bomb Scare. Same
You
question.
don't blow anything up, so that's false advertising.
What
You don't even do any bomb scares, so